Welcome back. All right, so in this video, we are continuing our series on building a status of funds. And so far, we've loaded the AFAOC status of funds, and we've loaded a PBAS fund status report. Those are our primary two reports that we're going to use. You can also use the fund availability report. And there's also more complex things you can do, which we will show you in future videos. But right now, we have the basics in there. Now, before we start getting into pivot tables, I want to take some time to add information to our tables that we currently have. Now, some of the information that you can add, to these tables is some of the naming conventions, or you can add something to kind of clean up this data. For example, you could put formulas in there so that way you could turn your program code into the PEC, removing the two zeros in the first and third characters. So there's definitely options you could do. I've also seen people split up their period of availability to a beginning fiscal year and ending fiscal year if you're working with multi-year appropriations. I've seen where people separate out their OAC and OBAN. So there's plenty of different options of things you can do to help your status of funds, and hopefully you could find a method that works for you. However, in this video, there's a couple of things that I wanted to add specifically. I wanted to add naming conventions. Naming conventions are helpful because we in FM can read a lot of these codes, such as the RCCCs or the project and subproject, but our customers aren't always able to read that information, and it takes them time to look it up and figure out what RCCCs apply to them, what do the projects mean, and so we can help out our customers by giving these labels. And one way we can do that is by having a table built within the spreadsheet that labels them, and then we use a VLookup to categorize and help it look up the appropriate label for that. So we're going to do that in this video. So I'm going to do that by getting a separate spreadsheet out, and I'm going to go, and I've got tables already built. So for example, I have a table of my RCCCs, which I'm just going to copy and paste in here. And it's really simple. All you want is a table where you've got something to look up on the left, and this is a unique value on the left, and then you have what you want that value to be on the right. And we'll show you a more complex one when it comes to the project subproject, but for a basic one, this is what you need. Now, one thing that you need to keep in mind is while this looks formatted, it's actually in a table. It's actually in a table. And you know that because one, it has table design up here, but two, it gives you the ability to adjust things. Now, tables are very, very powerful in Excel because by putting it in a table, you're telling Excel that all of the information in this column is the same type of information. So it allows Excel to do more functions with it because it knows that it should be all the same type of data. Sometimes when you copy and paste information here, so for example, if I just copied and pasted the values, so we'll do this. If I just copy and pasted the values, maybe that's how you have your data. The way you would turn this into a table is you'd highlight everything and you click Control P, and it's going to ask you, where is this data for your table, which we've already highlighted where it is, and then we're going to tell it, hey, we've already got a couple of headers, and click OK. Here it gives you the ability to name the table, which sometimes that makes things a little bit easier to look things up if you're going to use your Excel coding. But for this case, we could just leave it as is. Now we have RCCCs in both the PBAS and AFAOC. So we're just going to go ahead and start. Now my AFAOC has a lot of different, oh, no, we're just using OBAN 9M. I have one for the NAF that has all of our OBANs, but in this case, it's only using this. So the OBANs or the RCCCs that I have here are going to be for PBAS. So as I kind of go through this with you, I'm also going to kind of look up on the side a couple other examples that we might be able to use, and maybe I'll be able to plug that in and show you how to make that work here. But for now, we're going to start with the PBAS. So what we're going to do here is we're going to start a new column. Sorry, this is going to pop open with another Excel. Should have had this open before I started the video, but that's okay. This is not a perfect YouTube video. This is a Afric working in progress video. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to go RCCC, and I'm just going to say name. And to do a VLookup, we're going to go ahead and look at, oops, we're going to first click in the first cell, and we're going to, excuse me, move some of that stuff over. We're going to click equal sign, and that opens up our ability to type code. And we're going to start typing VLookup. If I just write VL, it's going to give you a VLookup, and it's going to give you a description of what you want. So this, in this case, a VLookup, what it does is it looks at the value at the leftmost column of a table and returns the value in the same row for the column you specify. By default, this table must be assorted in ascending value. So once I got those two letters in, I can click on it, or I can just hit tab and it types in. So the first thing it's going to ask me is, what value do you want to look up? In this case, I want to look up the RCCCs. So I'm just going to click on that, staying on the same row, click on that cell under RCCC, and it knows what to put in. Then I'm going to click comma, and it's going to ask me, which table do I want it? Well, this is the table we added, so I'm going to select the entire table, and again, it'll have the entire table in there. Then it's going to ask me, which column do I want it to return? I want it to return the second column. And then here we can have an approximate match or an exact match. If you do 1, it should give you an approximate match. And if you do 0, it should give you an exact match. I usually like doing exact matches. Where you'd want to do a approximate match is if you are using a different format. And we'll show you what that looks like here in a moment. So I'm going to hit enter, and it's going to return back what I have that RCCC listed as. I'm going to click on this thing, and I'm going to say override all the cells in the column. So there, it's going to name it everything in there. And one of the checks that I like to do is I like to come in here and just check to see if there's any NAs. NAs would be things that I don't have in my table. So we can kind of see what that looks like a little bit more. And we're going to add in the project. But our projects are going to be quite a bit more elaborate. And I'll show you what I mean by that. For one, again, I'm going to go ahead and paste it as a value, even though I've got the whole table built. If you notice, these are kind of off. They're in different types of formats. But what I have, first off, I have an entire blank column, so I'm just going to go ahead and delete that because it's not necessary. But I have kind of a RPA project name to go along with this, and I've also got my SAGs in here. And then I have a further breakdown of what those are: AT officer, AT enlisted, UTA, AFTPs for officers, and then maybe a subgroup to that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight the entire section, and I'm going to hit Control T, putting it in a table, and I'm going to say, yes, my table has headers. So now it knows this information. Again, I'm going to go back to my spreadsheet, and I'm going to move over, and I'm going to have in here project name. Hit equals. Again, it's adding a column to that table, and I'm going to start my formula by clicking equals VL for VLookup, and I'm going to click tab. Here I'm going to select the project and subproject, but these two are already split up, but previously we had put them together. So here I can click on the full project, and I can hit comma, and it's going to ask me the table that it wants me to look up from. I'm going to select the entire table. And then now it's going to ask me which column we want to return. I'm going to go ahead and return the second column again. And I want it to be a exact match. Again, you could type in, well, I'll just show you. But you could type in the third or fourth column here and it would turn the third or fourth column in the table. I can show you what that looks like. So here, this one returns back is 725 BMT. It is 72501. And looking at my table, 72501 is in fact BMT. Now, if I return back the third column, which is this, it'll leave out the 725 because that's how I have the table set up. So again, all you'd have to do is come back here and adjust the 2 to a 3 and hit enter. So that's how you could, if you have multiple columns in a table or you have a complex table, it gives you the ability to kind of select which column. I'm going to go ahead and click on this little block here, and then I'm going to overwrite the cells for the formula. And it's going to list everything in. And if you look, I have an NA. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to filter down to that NA, and I have a couple actually. And they're both for the same project. So I'm just going to take this 72314. I'm going to copy by clicking Control C, and then I'm going to look at it again, 72314. And I'm going to find 72314. That is a non-prior UTA. I'm going to right click, and I'm going to paste the value. When I go back to it, now it fills it in. So that's how you can identify some errors in your tables. And the reason why we had this error is because we're looking at different formats. This is probably, one of these is in a text format. I'm betting this is a text format. And the number here is in a number format. So because we said it's an exact match, it's going to automatically look for the exact same thing to include format. So that's one reason why you might have some differences. If in the AFAOC one, many times I like to name my object classes, and I get that error a lot. So that kind of gives you a foundation on PBAS and how to use VLookup tables. I'm going to go ahead and add a couple more VLookups in here to just make the data a little bit cleaner. I'm going to start with my AFAOC data. But I'm going to go ahead and end the video here so that you guys know how to do this. And then in the next video, I'll kind of go over what I did briefly to kind of clean this up, and then we'll get started in pivot tables. So tune in next time.